Well, hi there. My name is Jason Stapleton, and if you market or sell anything, either online or offline, then I'd like to teach you something really cool right now. For most people that we encounter as marketers or salespeople, have a real aversion to being sold anything. Nobody likes to be sold, as the old saying goes, everybody likes to buy. And one of the reasons I think that is because the only time we're really aware that we're being sold is when it's being done by somebody who's really, really bad at it. And so we have this kind of propensity to move away from things that when we feel like we're being sold or being pressured into doing something, and we get drawn towards things that we feel like are going to be in our best interest. Another way to say that is we are repelled by pressure and we are attracted to magnetism. And when we are selling and when we're communicating with the people that we want to do business with, we need to make ourselves magnetic instead of acting as a repellent. And the number one way to repel any buyer is through pressure. Them feeling as though you are trying to force an action. Now, there are subtle ways that one can apply pressure without it feeling like pressure. But today I'm talking more about kind of the used car lot guy, where you show up and they race out and they're trying to pressure you, and then they take you back in the room and they end up strong-arming you and putting you in chains and, whipping you with a cat of nine tails to try and get you to sign on the line, which is dotted, right? The old Glengarry Glen Ross approach to selling. That's not what we want to do. And I've got a demonstration that I'm going to show you. So we're about to see a video of me in the backyard with my dog. And I'll explain why I'm using the dog in the video, but it's the coolest example that I could find for why it's so important that we be magnetic and not apply pressure to any selling situation. So check it out. Hey, okay, so I want to demonstrate what I'm talking about here when I'm saying push don't or pull don't push. And I'm going to use my dog as an example because dogs are kind of unique in terms of they can't talk, they can't communicate with words, and so what they do is they use space in order to dictate who's in charge, who has power and control, and they use it a lot. And when I'm dealing with Mika, and one of the things that I never want to do is I never want to step over her. I never want her to dictate space. If she's coming to me, I don't want her doing that because she's exerting dominance over me. Well, when we're selling, if we're pushing and applying pressure all the time, we're doing the same thing subconsciously to our buyers, and we don't want to be doing that. So Mika, come here. Come on. So watch what happens when I use space with Mika. So Mika comes because I tell her to, right? But watch what happens when I move and I enter her space. Mika. See what she does? And if I come after her, look at what she does. See, I'm chasing her. I got to run around and I got to go get her. Now watch what happens if I run from her, right? So if I become magnetic and I start drawing her in, you see? See how it works? That's what we want with our buyers. That's what we want with all of our prospects is we never want to be pushing. We never want to be pushing. They're going to run away. They're going to get defensive with us. We want to pull. We want them coming to us. So I hope that kind of helps illustrate. That's the coolest way I could think of to illustrate this point. So that's pretty cool, right? So the question is then, how do you become more magnetic, right? Like, how do you build that into everything that you do? Well, it starts before you actually engage them in the sales process. And I'm actually doing a 3-day workshop on this. It's called the Influential Communication and Branding Workshop. I know it's a mouthful, but the title says everything. We're going to show you how to use communication, verbal, written, visual, in order to make yourself more influential and to build a more positive and lasting brand for you and your company. And here's the best part. The first half day is absolutely free. And I want to invite you to that first half day. I'm not going to ask you for any money. I don't need any of that. I just want you to show up for the first half day. It's on Friday the 26th. We're going to do the whole thing live virtually so you can do it from the comfort of your own home, from your couch, in your underwear if you want to. All I want you to do is just be there because what I am going to show you at that event is going to change your life. It is going to change the way you look at every selling situation, every communication piece that you put out and that you send to your buyers and your prospects. It is going to literally change your entire view of the world. I'll make you that promise. So go and sign up right now. Just click on the link. There should be a link either on this video now or just go to the description in the video. There'll be a link right in there. No cost. It's absolutely free. I just want you there. I want to show you what I've learned over 15 years of doing this. I built 2 7-figure companies. I've launched a top-ranked podcast on iTunes. I even had a TV show for the History Channel. What I am going to show you is not theory, is what has worked for me and why it's worked for me and why it's worked for thousands and thousands of other people, including some of the biggest brands that you've ever heard of. So go ahead and sign up right now. Just Jason on Influence or click on the link down there somewhere. Go check it out, and I will talk to you very soon.